of Hello Neighbor. And that reminds me, I just need to make sure that my other phone is turned off so we have no interruptions. All right. Right. So, how is everyone? What are we doing? How's the past couple of days been? How are you feeling right now? Let's just give a couple of minutes to see, who's up, who's online, and, have a conversation. So, just to orient everyone with what I've been doing. Well, as I've mentioned, these are very intense times, very challenging times in very powerful ways. Energy is shifting rapidly, moment to moment, bit by bit. And I mean, I was just finishing watching Amanda Gorman's recitation of her poem, "The Hill We Climb," at the inauguration ceremony, and that was pretty powerful. I really liked it. It really gave me a, a vision of hope for the future, and that was wonderful. I've also shared the link on the community, page for anyone who wants to check it out. So I was just feeling inspired, feeling like all of this work that we're doing, it's paying off. It's a symbolic token watching that young woman stand up there and speak with such passion and such commitment and such conviction, and it's just one of those moments, and yeah. But hey, you can't base reality on a single performance or a single day where it feels like a little teeny tiny bit of normalcy may have returned to the world. But it's a hope, it's a promise, it's something that all of us need to be working towards, you know. But yeah, that's what I was watching, and I felt, yeah, probably a good time to go and do a hello neighbor and see what everyone is up to. So let's get to the hellos. Let's see how is everyone. Hello Molian, hello Crystalline Crow, hello Lakshmi Gunasekar. Today, thank you for the question, Lakshmi. Today, a bit down physically speaking, but getting a lot of good work done, trying to manage that and rest a lot. Poetic Nature says hello, Latoya, lovely to see you too. Good morning. And what time is it here? Well, good night here, Magneto. And good morning to you. Hello, Teresa. Hello, VB. Hello, Joyous Day. Hello, Joyful Soul. I see two joys. Hello, Dimple. Hello, Candy. Hello, Tiraf. Tiraf, I know, is enjoying Tier 23. Hello, Angela. Hello, Samira. Lovely to see you. Lovely to see you. Yes, absolutely, Crystalline. Hello, Rita. Hello, Virgo Sun. Hello, Celine. Hello, Ananga. Hello, Letty. Hello, Sair. Hello, Kavita. Candy says she thought I'd do a live this morning. Hello, Mana. So it's good to see all of you. Oh, hello, Faith. Hello, Monica. You made the live. You made the live. When I do a hello neighbor, it's just spirit gives me that little ping, goes, okay, you got something to do. So I have also been working on a new session, and I wanted to make sure that I got the permission that I need, um, the permission that I need to do this, because you know what I'm like. For a person who talks about making sure you follow the right protocols, making sure you've got the qualifications to do things, before I do something, I'm going to check and see if I have the right to do it, if I have the street cred to do it, if I have the experience to do it, and I do. So it looks like this is what I'm doing. I am happy to announce that I will be introducing a new session called the Archangelic Appointment. And you're going to be finding more information on that over the next few weeks. I'm first going to be rolling it out to Tier 23 members, just because they are more used to my frequency and they can take blasts of very strong, focused concentration of energy from me, and they're used to that. So I'm going to be rolling out this new session type over the next few weeks, as I said. So, that's something that I've finally got confirmation from the person who helps me develop my gifts, and it really just feels like I've graduated. I was telling my brother I want a huge banner that says, "Congratulations, you have permission." And yeah, that's how it feels. So it's a day of that kind of awakening and that kind of awareness, and it's good. That's good. So, I will be talking more about that. So that's good. Let's tune back into what's going on here. Hello, MS Love in Life. Virgo Sun says the vibration feels good today. Very good. S Claude says hi, everyone. Batwoman says hello, Dr. B, and beautiful beams of life. Hello, Ginger Snaps. Hello, Kimberly. So yeah, that's I've been working at this for a while, and I think I can do something. And I mean, honestly, the astrology is cool. It's like when I do astrology, it's like surgery. There's no maybe it might be this and maybe it might be that. It's literal surgery. I use it to look at karmic contracts that need to be torn apart and what needs to be held and what doesn't. And it can also feel like a little bit of a burden, even though I use astrology in a way that breaks through the confines of the matrix. It it just feels good to not rely on it, because really the magic that's happening is at the level of energy, which is why I wanted to. I mean, I've been planning this for a while, but like I said, finally got the okay. So it's not going to be an astrology session. That much I will tell you. So it's going to be cool. It's going to be really cool when I launch. So this is the first announcement. Oh, yes, all of you are excited. Very good, very good. So that is pretty much what I've been doing. Working hard as best I can. Oh, hello, Jennifer. Nice to see you. And I also wanted to hear from you. How is everyone? What is everyone up to? What is everyone doing? Tiraf says, my soul is calling to change my primary source of income to align with love and purpose. Well, you have that intention. It's time to move towards it. What else? What else is going on with everyone? I'll give you a minute to respond. Let's see. Well, in the meantime, let's see what else I can talk to you about. I ordered a couple of more plants because I like the effect that the plants are having on my garden space. A couple more plants, things that bring in some lovely prana. So I did that. Ordered that today. And I think I'm starting to get the hand. I mean, let me put it this way. I've always been um, yeah, I'm starting to get a handle on this plant thing. I'm starting to. I'm not a gardener, never have been, but eh, I'm easing into it. I'm easing into it. And it's fun to just go out there and sit and look at things and figure out what it needs. And that's what's going on. Oh, here we go. We got comments. Candy says she's surprised at how much she enjoyed the inaugural event yesterday. I checked out the vibe of it. It seems pretty sweet. That poem was very, very powerful, and the visual of that young poet laureate is astounding. That's going to create a ripple in the collective. Let's see. Crystalline says just chilling, working on healing, baby steps, no news. That's good. Celine says I recently found out that your natal sun is on Algol in your first house. Uy, uy, uy. Well, it's pretty intense. Try not to let people put you in that box or narrative. A chart is just a chart, honey. It doesn't define you. It may be the stuff that you start with, but it ain't who you are. Let's see. Vivi says, good to see a change in the leadership of the world's oldest democracy, whereas here it's even scary to express yourself without fear. Is America the world's oldest democracy? I don't think so. Well, it's certainly one of the more famous ones, but yeah. No, no, I get it. I get it. I have been following what's going on in India because I keep an eye on that too. And no, you're right. It's really taking a turn for the worse. But if you are basically, they are going through their own cycle of being infatuated with right-wing conspiracies and ideologies, and they're going to wake up in a couple of years and go, "Oh my God." So, but India is on its journey. India is on its journey. Ginger Snap says, been focusing on healings, a lot of headaches and neck pain. Could this be things coming to the surface? Well, we are having Mars conjunct Uranus in the sign of Taurus. That tends to bring up a lot of things around the cervical collar and generally physical issues as well. Serge Moreno says, greetings from Paraguay, dear doctor and people. Lovely to see you. Thank you for coming in. 13MC says, hello, neighbors. Hello. Dr. Vidya N says, hello, Dr. B. So nice to see you and you. I hope you're doing well. Yessie says, good morning, Dr. V. Good morning. Hello. Yessie, it was really funny. I think I might have already mentioned this. Because a friend of mine, she knew that I recently got in a relationship. And I said, well, I didn't want to tell her who it was at first. So I said, well, the dude comments on my lives. And so she was looking at my energy in response to everyone I was saying hello to try and figure it out. And because I'm always very excited when I see Yessie, she thought, oh, is Yessie a boyfriend? I'm like, no, Yessie's a woman. She's just someone I really like. And she's like, damn. But yes, hello, Yessie. Hello, Lauren. Hello. Well, we just hit the energy that's there, even with the common people here. Yeah, and you know as well, this isn't the first time India's gone through what it's going through. I mean, we just need to look at the last BJP government, and we need to look at the last incident before that when Tada, was as the bill was enforced, and then it became POTA, and then it became all kind of things. That's basically draconian anti-terrorism laws that got abused. It's really not the first time. You should read my thesis. You'd enjoy it, Bibi. Priya, hi Dr. V, so good to catch you live. Thank you so much, Priya. I hope you are well. Yes, he says lol. Batwoman says, so there's been a lot of talk of America's Pluto return starting. Can you speak to that and your opinion, perception of that? Well, that's a good question. Let's have a look. So the thing about doing any kind of astrological chart for any nation, because there is political astrology, and believe me, yes, I follow it and I look at it. Oh, Lex says, hello from Albuquerque. You got there. Fantastic. Please say hello to the mountains there for me. I very much like the mountains in Albuquerque. They're very friendly. Honestly, the first time I ever heard of such a place was because Bugs Bunny kept talking about it in his cartoons. So say hi to Luna for me as well. So let's look at where America's Pluto is. So America's Pluto is at 25 degrees of Capricorn. We're taking, oh, hang on. Sorry. Pluto for the American nation state, as we understand it, if we take July the 4th, 1776 as the founding date, its Pluto is at 27 Cap. And the Pluto return for America will be something that, if it's handled poorly, it is certainly, almost certainly, going to result in some kind of a war, because that is literally what Pluto does. There's no two ways no two ways of slicing it. The only way such a thing can be averted and such widespread disaster can be averted is if people actually do the inner healing work they need on themselves, on their communities, and the generational lines that connect each other. And that's also work that a lot of people all over the world have started doing. Now, obviously, America is not the only country in the world, but it's certainly one that tends to shape what other countries are doing, for better or worse. That's the current configuration of power. So, when the Pluto return hits, it's going to be one of those times where we will all be in some collective experience of birth, rebirth. But remember that in order to be reborn, you got to die first. And the question is, what is the nature of that death? What is the nature of that act of letting go that needs to happen? So it can be incredibly volatile if people are not willing to do the work. And it can also be incredibly restorative and regenerative if they are, which is why, scenes like today, or rather scenes like at the inauguration, they are moments of hope, but it is not a guaranteed outcome. There's still so much of work that has to be done. Let's not forget the number of the popular vote that went in the other direction. See what I mean? So that's the way I would interpret it. And I don't like simply saying shit because it sounds good to be able to predict things, but fantastic. Nice. Hi, Dr. Vairi. Just checked in, sending love and to you. Hi, Damali. Thank you for that birthday present. Thank you. Live chat from the Midwest. Happy 2021. Grandbaby born on Monday. Fantastic. Fantastic. Congratulations. You really do not look old enough to be a grandmother. So, oh, Dr. Vidya says, I had terrible health yesterday, better today. She ordered some stuffed toys. Cuddly bear and cat. Good choices, good choices. I still have a little white cat that I used to own from when I was 9 years old. They stay with you. Crystalline Crow says, I sure as heck I'm trying. My son is 26 Capricorn though, so maybe I'm getting some help. So about to get Pluto on your sun. I remember when that happened to me, it really felt like I died. And I did die. The person I was before Pluto hit my sun and the person I became after. I mean, I know it's the same person, but it's such a powerful threshold when Pluto hits your sun. So good luck with that, Crystalline. Monica says, dealing with life's plot twist with humor. Okay. Aha, I see. Well, that's probably the best way you can do it because if you don't laugh about it, you'll probably cry. Oh, okay. Ananga says the sun is shining this morning, melting the ice and snow. We got your piano tune. I'd love to offer you a song as a thank you. That would be wonderful. That would be wonderful. Thank you. I'd love that. Gertie says, I want to read your thesis too. Well, you can find it easily. You just type in Bhairavi, University of Warwick, Parliament, and you'll get a link that allows you to download it and read it. Mackie says, good morning from California. Good morning. Hello, Bumtiggy. What does grand rising mean? What does I have to look this up? What does I mean? I know what it means emotionally, when you hear the words grand rising, but I want to know what it means. My boyfriend keeps telling me that I analyze things too much, which I probably do. But grand rising of what? Either way, I appreciate the sentiment. Let's see. Roses and B says hello, hello. So it looks like we got quite a few of the usuals. This is kind of a hangout space. Sometimes I see. Bump Tiggy says a greeting of the sun rising. I got it. Thank you. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. That makes a lot more sense. Crystalline says, good to hear. Thank you so much. I feel I've been dying a slow death for ages now. I'm ready to let go of that old me and be reborn. That's the thing about Pluto transits. I remember, I forget which astrologer wrote this, but it was on astro.com. Sometimes there's some columns there that astrologers write about. And I remember this was early on in my journey, and I knew what Pluto felt like, but I was also looking for some words. And I remember someone describing a Pluto transit as being hung from a meat hook and someone's just like wailing on you with a stick or something until you fully and completely surrender to the process. And then you get taken off the hook, someone hands you a very precious pot of gold, and then you keep moving on, and then you've got to heal and you've got to find what riches you got from the experience. It's a very violent image, but Pluto's not exactly a nice dude. But yes, that is literally what it feels like, and America as a nation is going through that. We got moments of hope, but all of us, we just got to keep our eyes on the prize. Eyes on the prize. Christopher, hello, hello. Lovely to see you. I saw your article on your LinkedIn the other day. I liked it. I hope you are well, and I send you much love and many blessings as always. Oh, hello for curiosity. Good morning to you. It's evening here, so good night from me. Let's see. Ginger Snap says, what are your thoughts on the new strain of COVID? I've been thinking about this because, as you know, I'm in Malaysia right now, and our numbers have increased really, really quickly. Like, the scale is logarithmic. It used to be like this, and then all of a sudden. And that's the thing, we haven't had any major events. We haven't had any major outbreaks, any major gatherings. And I've been trying and trying to find a reason as to why, because there hasn't been any announcement that the new strains have hit here, but yet the rates have just skyrocketed. And we were like, is someone messing around with us, or are they do they have the numbers right? But there are pictures of people who are in these large quarantine centers. Apparently now they're being investigated that the people who have to sit for 10 days in a quarantine center are starting to gamble. So oh no. But honestly, I don't know what to think. Even when this entire COVID thing started, it just energetically, it just seemed so strange. And I mean, there is a piece that I did on the astrology of coronavirus, and I linked this very much to a body in astrology known as Pholus. Um, and there's a lot of activations that are happening in the skies, but I don't know. I think we really just need to wait and watch before we come to a conclusion. Obviously, there's people with very strong ideas, but just because you believe entirely in what you've read somewhere doesn't make it right or wrong. I mean, I literally had a taxi driver the other day. I had to go to see the doctor. And I literally had a taxi driver the other day tell me how he had seen on YouTube how it was actually America's creation from the products of nuclear waste. And I'm looking at him going, oh, okay. And he's like, it's on YouTube. That's true, right? You can't just put something on YouTube. I'm like, actually, you can. So there's just a lot of misinformation out there, and I'd rather not say something that someone else may be able to take and twist or use it to support their own fears and conclusions. But all I know is something strange is going on. Hello, Carolina. Hello, Annie. Vivi says, oh, well, there's a lockdown again. Oh, dear. Virgo Sun says, would you take the vaccine or wait? I would wait. I know I would wait, just because there's already reports of a lot of side effects. And yeah, no, unless I was absolutely certain that had had gone through the proper testing protocols, yeah, it doesn't make sense to me to go and put something in my body that could either kill me or put me into anaphylactic shock. Because, reports are coming in from countries where, you know, yeah, yeah, no, there's too little testing that's been done. So, if something, if I looked at it, if I looked at the research on it, if I looked at, okay, what's this reproducible test results and so on and so forth, if I absolutely had to, then one has to. But at this point, it's ridiculous to do it. And when I see the reports coming in of the side effects, knowing that I am an energetic sensitive and a lot of you are, it just doesn't make sense. Wait for a while would be my suggestion. Damali says, is that why researchers have been going back and forth about Pluto being a planet so hard to deal with per se? That reminds me of a joke I read a couple of years back. They're like, I forget the exact nature of the joke, but it was basically saying that this timeline in reality has been becoming progressively worse because Pluto got demoted from planetary status, so it's taking revenge. Oh, okay. Oh, Virgo sun. So you're a nurse. A couple of few of your patients have passed unexpectedly. I'm sorry to hear that, but that is scary to hear. It just, staged photographs. It would have leaked from somewhere, from somebody going on a lunch break to a place that they shouldn't have gone to somehow. They don't do conspiracies well here. In fact, there's a hashtag going around, just people getting angrier and angrier because nobody wants to be in the situation. So something is happening, but I'm observing it. I'm trying to find information on it, but I would say let's wait and watch. Wait and watch. So it's a sensitive subject. It's a sensitive subject, and I think it's better to just let a little bit more time pass before we come to a conclusion on things. That is, if there is a conclusion to be found. But yeah, it's such a mix. It's just been a few. Yes, I heard that search. I've heard people already having issues with it. I mean, it's like here, the first 3 weeks of 2021, it's just been such a mixed bag. There have been some movement, but at the same time, so many pressures, so many hits, so many indications that there's just so much more work to be done. So, I'm looking at myself on New Year's Day saying, celebrate now, but you're going to have work to do. And that's exactly what's been happening. It's funny sometimes when I'm speaking, whether it's a hello neighbor, whether it's a session, or whether it's a proper video on astrology or spirituality or something, I have no idea what I'm going to say. I just open my mouth and it comes out. And so me and my brother will be watching it, and we'll just be like, my brother will turn to me and go, this sky priestess person seems to know what they're talking about. Maybe you should subscribe. And I'll just be like, but yeah, this is basically just a hangout. But let's see what else is going on, what's happening. I mean, I know that talking about things, bringing things into focus, acknowledging things, it makes a difference. It makes a difference. Oh my goodness, my very best friend is here. Hello, Alexandra. um, Now, let me tell you a little bit about Alexandra. Alexandra, she's the Oracle of Adelphi. And she's my best friend. And when I was going through my divorce, Alexandra basically, she's got 3 kids, 5 cats, or at that time 6 cats, and she just dropped everything to be with me when I was getting my divorce. That's the kind of person she is. And she does magic with Reiki in a way that I have never seen. She's probably super uncomfortable that I'm shouting out right now, but it needed to be said. I've been planning on doing this for a while, and I'm sure that we'll be. Yes, she said she's blushing. I'm sure we'll be doing stuff together. But I remember when because we're very cuddly. We're very very cuddly. And I remember when we were in India together, we were staying at this hotel, and there was this large double bed, and and this guy, the hotel clerk, he knew who I was, and just kept looking at her and me, and she's like this, and I just said, I love her, but not that much. And then he's like, okay, okay. And we have a shared joke that in the hotel rooms they had this little card going, do you know what your sun sign is? And so Alejandra, just once in a while, she'll ask me, do you know what your sun sign is? And I'll be like, no. So we've got lots of cute memories like that. And also looking at boys, which is what any decent girlfriend would do. My boyfriend is very jealous when I run away with her. I told him my life would be so much easier if I was bisexual or flat out just gay. Well, lesbian in this case. But nah. God decided to make my life interesting. Let's see who is here. Okay, hello Fatima. Bibi, I would say my best guess is June. It's a guess, but my best guess is June. Let's see. Patricia sends blessings from France. Oh, thank you so much. Mackie is rolling down around laughing. Karin says hi everyone. So just interjecting some new vibe, some new energy, some fresh energy. Oh, okay. Hemant asked a serious question. Is there a way to sense someone's sociopathy or psychopathical tendencies? Uh huh. Uh huh. Ooh. Hmm. That's a big question. That's a big question. Is there a way to sense a person's sociopathy, psychopathical tendencies? See, if you're looking in the spiritual field, like if you're talking to a person who has nothing to do with spirituality, it's still hard to tell because if someone is a high functioning sociopath, you will not know that easily. You'll have to really sit and observe and watch and that kind of thing. And if it's a psychopath, it depends on the type of psycho. So it's a bit hard to generalize. But I'm assuming you're talking about people who maybe you encounter in the spiritual field, or people who you're trying to help, or people who claim that they can help you. And unfortunately, there's a lot of overlap. So it becomes a little bit easier for me to answer your question. Now, a lot of people, they confuse things like spiritual detachment with apathy or the inability to feel emotion. I know that for a fact because I was struggling with this. I used to meet people who really didn't have an emotional core and connection to themselves. And, they would claim that they were somehow spiritually transcendent or superior because they couldn't get down and get clingy, those kinds of things. And it took me, this was basically a head fuck. And it took me a while to realize that, nah, that's just BS. That's not what spirituality means by detachment. It means that you are not owned by anything. Whatever your emotion is in that moment is not being driven by some other ego or some other agenda or some other ambition. I would say for me, figuring out whether someone's a sociopath or a psychopath, and I don't mean from a clinical perspective because I'm not a psychologist, that's not my call, is to look at the way they emote. And, if there's someone who claims to be above emotions, they're probably psychotic. Probably. But that's not a formal diagnosis by any means. If someone appears to be going through emotions, perhaps there's a good chance they may be on the autistic Asperger's spectrum. You can't immediately call them a sociopath or something that would be wrong. It's very hard to generalize, but just look at their emotions and see, you know, where you feel that person is coming from. Try to engage them in a conversation, not about the situation that is necessarily at hand, but about why they do what they do. When you understand more of a person's motivations, you can come to conclusions for yourself. I mean, having dealt with far too many narcissists, I know that the more you actually dig into their motivation, the more you end up with the same hollow answers. And I would say that's really the way to find out and know. But be very careful with people using a spiritual language to justify, different pathological states. That's where a person needs to be very, um, you know, careful. Let's see. Sky Blue says blessings. Hello, Sky, and thank you for checking in on me the other day. Hello, Gina. Nice to see you. Oh yeah, Luna. Yes, yes. Hemant says I am just a regular guy living in the hood. Okay. Well, look at people's emotions and what they are feeling. The more you try to get to the core of an emotion, is the more closer you see a person's heart. And if you feel a wall, it's hard to say if someone is a psychopath or a sociopath just because of that. But if you feel a wall with someone and you feel that there's some untruth in the way they are emoting and why, maybe it's just not meant for you to have a connection with whoever that is, not at this time at the very least. So, at a very baseline, without wanting to make huge generalizations, just stick to that. Okay, let's see. Dr. Vidya said, "Oh, talking about relationships, I bid goodbye to my longest non romantic boyfriend. Oof, that is tough. Sending you hugs, sending you hugs." The humane human says, "Hello, lovelies. Hello, hello." Um, yes, yes. See, this is what I was like. Sometimes I gotta dig with you guys. You're so happy to see me. I have to like sit and wait until the stuff actually starts coming out. Until the stuff starts coming out. This is what the Hello Neighbors are about, you know? Because you can always see my face and I can always do something cute. Now I can wear a nice Batman t-shirt and you'll all be happy. But would you have learned something? Maybe not. Let's see, what else do we have? What else do we have, dear community? Let's see. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Yes, Crystalline sharing. Yes. Oh, no. Yeah. Yes. Crystalline Crow says, I'm autistic, and people have been deciding my whole life that I'm a narcissist without even asking what I really feel. That's why you don't generalize. Mackie says, feeling nervous about my upcoming move out of state? Natural, but hopefully it's an exciting kind of nervousness. Vivi says, dealing with narcissists is like shooting yourself in the foot again and again. Yes. Better to stay in no contact if possible. Also agreed. Sometimes you don't have a choice, like if you're co parenting with a narcissist or someone who has very, very strong narcissistic tendencies, or just flat out psycho, and you can't prove it. I mean, God knows the number of parents I see in situations where their ex spouse is just crazy, but maybe they've got money or they've got access to good lawyers, they can't seem to protect their kids from them. And in situations like that, and they have to comply with the state's order, situations like that, the gray rock method is one of the best. The gray rock method is basically, you can look it up, but it's just like being so bland and uninteresting to the narcissist that it's kind of like even if they tried to eat your energy, they'd probably vomit because they didn't have enough drama. So, basically be so unpalatable to the narcissist by being so boring, they will go away. That's basically the gray rock method. If you can't avoid, or rather, if you can't go no contact, one of the best things. Moth Mary says, how do you practice moving with the flow while still feeling like you're not doing enough to improve your station? Trust. Trust. That's when, sometimes we got to understand that certain things are based on timing. And I know that everyone is trying hard. So in fact, I would say some people are trying far too hard and some people are not trying hard enough. But I would say, generally speaking, it's about doing the best you can and trusting that when there is an opportunity for you to do better, that you will do better, and allowing those opportunities to emerge when it is time for them to emerge. Trust. Let's see. Crystalline Crow says, co-parenting with a narcissist is, I think, verbatim the title of a book my last BF had on its nightstand. Lol, it is not easy. No, that is one of the reasons why I delayed having children. Um, mm, 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 mm. Vivi says, I didn't even know what gray rock was. However, when I did try it, I was forced to speak up and not be silent. Otherwise, I was to face consequences. Yeah, that's understood. I mean, it all depends on the context. These are all obviously context specific. Tamila, nice to see you. Thank you for your email the other day. Thank you so much. I literally just have not had the energy to reply to so many of your emails. But, I do read them. I do read them. Lovely to get your message the other day. I am so glad. I'm so glad. How are you doing? How is the mood in the US now? We've talked a little bit about, the Pluto return in America, but it's good to see you. Let's see. Da, da, da. What else is going on? What else is going on? Oh, hello, Valerie. Nice to see you. I get love from Montreal. Woo! I heard Montreal's a nice place. I haven't been to Canada yet, but I heard Montreal is a sweet place. I don't speak French though. I mean, I think the only line, well, okay, these are the words I know in French: omelette du fromage, which comes from Dexter's laboratory, um, baguette, escargot, mm, uh, that's, well, bonjour from Beauty and the Beast, mm, I guess. Ah, but yeah. Okay, so let's see. Lisa sends emojis. Yay. Okay, let's see. Mott Mary says, thank you. That really helped. I love your videos and your perspective. Love from Texas. Thank you. And to you. Um, Serge Moreno says, how do you draw the borderline? How do you draw the line between being borderline and being a psycho or a narc? Honestly, I think there is a catalog that lists, there's a diagnostic catalog that's basically that psychiatrists use, and they have very strict criteria to really classify what are the distinctions between each of these issues. So you may be, it's better that you actually look for that. Let me see, just see if I can get the name for you. Uh, Let me see if I can get the name for you. It's the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders. So if you're interested in really figuring out what that is, it's better to go look at that because it's actually a lot of boxes. Um, Valentine says autism is essentially the opposite of sociopathy. No, autistic folks have high empathy and low cognitive empathy, and sociopaths are reverse of that. That's actually a really interesting question. Not something I've thought about, but it's also not it's not my bread and butter. I don't want to be saying something that, might impact someone, especially when they're dealing with questions like this. But it's a good question, and people are encouraged to think about it if they see fit. Valerie says, your French is perfect. Yes, yes, yes. Celine says, we love Dexter's laboratory in this house. My brother used to call me Dee. Mind you, I still look pretty good in pigtails. Um, let's see. Chris Cross says, hi, Dr. B, and hello to everyone. Hello. Karen says, bonjour, I speak French. Great. Gina says, omelette du fromage. Let's see. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Whoa. What am I doing? Hang on. Oh, Tamalan has a few questions. I just missed that. Sorry. And hello, Shirley. I just missed that. Lots of messages coming in. Tamalan asks, what does it mean when you see constellations and planets in the sky? How does it impact us? Well, this is the thing. Number one, the skies as we see it, like literally our visual field of the skies tends to be limited by pollution and light pollution and fog and smoke and smog and everything. So, first of all, if you're lucky enough to see something from the night sky, enjoy the view. Now, whether or not you are that from the perspective of astrology, whether or not you can actually see something directly has nothing to do with whether or not it has a strong influence on you. Because when you are more esoterically attuned and more psychically attuned, it's got nothing to do with distance and visibility. Because it's kind of like you can ask the same question. Well, during the daytime, you don't see the planets, you don't see the constellations. Does that mean that they stop working? Nah. So I don't really see, why that would necessarily have a greater influence, because that wouldn't make sense otherwise. It would mean that astrology stopped working for half of the day. Let's see. Okay, getting back to questions. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, Valentine says people are misunderstood. Autistic folks are sociopathic, and sociopaths as upstanding members of society for a long time. That is an astute observation. Carolina says, my husband and I are planning to take a family on a road trip from California to Zion National Park, planning of a march, hoping everything goes well. Hope so too. Hello, Dora. Nice to see you. Um, let's see. Hemant says, I have researched and watched a lot of documentaries and media around it. There is no way to catch a sociopath or psychopath unless you're energetic sensitive and you're about that life, I guess.
There might be
It's.
one thing, if you don't mind me adding
Oh,
that in.
hang on. My brother's coming. Hang
No, no,
on.
no, no.
No?
Let me just say
He's
to
just
you.
saying it.
Yeah, you would notice that they are never at fault. If they apologize, it's superficial. It's always, I'm sorry that you made me angry and then did this. They are always never at fault. Their internal world, never their fault. Always someone else has done something that they reacted to.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is a good and valuable observation. My brother is an excellent study of human character. So yes, for those of you who didn't hear it, it's like one way that you can tell is that they don't really apologize for shit because in their world they are absolutely and completely right. And even when they do apologize for stuff, it tends to be superficial or very, very instrumental. So that is actually a good rule of thumb. Um,
With one caveat,
with one
sorry,
caveat.
the communal narcissists. When they
Yes.
apologize, they will apologize in such a world that because of their humility, they will try to raise their social status by that.
This is true. This is very true. With the exception of the communal narcissist, whose apologies then becomes food for another narcissistic cycle. But it's subtle, and you just got to really observe, observe, observe. Let's see. All right, Tamalan says, "I live in NYC. You love in NYC. I love NYC. I get the typo. It's a good typo. It says that's a lot of sense. Let's see. VB says, Dr. B, can you throw some light on old friends for more than a decade ago coming into connection through some social medium? I don't know if I can connect. Well, look to see what they want. If right now is a time where people are reconnecting left, right, and center. And of course, we are going to be having a Mercury retrograde coming up. So we're going to have to revisit our decisions anyway. But if there's a reason why, you want to connect with them, or if there's something that they can do with you or you can do with them that really aligns with your interests, why not? But if it's just a superficial hi, hello, what did you do, oh, are you married, do you have kids, da 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 da, then it might not be a great use of your time. Let's see. Tamalan says, what are some of your favorite things to eat where you are? There's a thing called chimpadak, which I don't even know if there's a name for it in English. Hang on. It's a fruit. Obviously, people have looked for this. People translate it as jackfruit, but it's not. It's very similar to a jackfruit, but its taste is a lot creamier and richer. And it's it. I believe it's called the actual Latin name is the Artocarpus integer. And what people do it is they put it in batter and then they fry it, and you get champadak goreng, which is fried champadak. And whenever I see it, because you don't always get it, it's rare. I point to it and I tell my brother, I'm like, stop! We're getting it now, and we eat it. So that's a delicacy that I like that you only get in Malaysia, as far as I know. Um, let's see. Tamalan says, brother, he wanted to just do a voice cameo. Dr. Vidya says, I think an easy way to recognize a person with mental health challenges would be to see how frequently and intensity with which they demonstrate volatile behavior. That is true, but it's also a bit let me put it this way: a lot of the people with the worst issues are the ones who hide them the best. And in fact, sometimes they are the best at provoking others to become volatile by slowly driving them insane. So, sometimes if you're dealing with a master manipulator, that's going to be very hard to see. Let's see. Let's see. Tamalan says they literally crumble if they actually apologize, acknowledge wrongdoing. There we go. Search Moreno says people should hit the like button. The least we can do. I value the info you give. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. For those of you who want to make a financial contribution, which is also appreciated, you can do so at www.paypal.me/the Sky Priestess or book a session, or join Tier 23. You can support my work. Crisscross says, so true, blame goes everywhere except where it belongs. Savita says, do they even apologize? Typically not, but that tends to be an indicator. VB says, so true. Tamalan says, what crystals would you recommend for a Sag Sun, Aqua Moon, Scorpio Rising? Book a session and find out. Liv Matiso says, dealing with narcissistic family of origin structure and this whole communal narcissist part hit home. Hi, also hi, Dr. B and community. Hello. Make sure you check out the narcissist family tree. Also very important reading. Vivi says, how do you spell it? Cempedak. Chimpadak. Let's see. Tamalan says, Virgos are some of my favorite people, so organized and strategic. Virgo is cool. It can get kind of neurotic if you push it too hard, or if it's baseline of purity and its baseline of, just want to do good gets violated somehow, then Virgos are crazy. But every sign has its own crazy button. Not picking on the Virgos. Every sign has it. But for the most part, the Virgo energy can be very useful, very powerful, and so on and so forth. But it's also about respecting that typically a Virgo is there to help. And if it's a Virgo with unresolved issues here, or if it's a Virgo with unresolved, I was reading VB's comment that got mixed up. If it's a Virgo with unresolved issues, then they can get very controlling. That's the thing you got to watch out for. VB says it's jackfruit here. See, it's not jackfruit. It's not. It's not. Let me see if I can find it. Um, so VB, let me see. Uh, I know what you mean. I know what you mean because VB in Tamil, jackfruit is palaparam, but in Champadak is different. Apparently, it's called Jakparam, which I've never seen in Tamil Nadu. Vivi speaks Tamil. So, it's different. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. You'll have to come to Malaysia and find out. Luna says, was really controlling in my early 20s. Well, you figured out shit, which is good. Luna is someone who's figured out shit. I like Luna. Luna and Lex are well, lovely people. And I hope Albuquerque treats them well. Tamalan, have you had a champadak? I'm very surprised. I'm impressed. I am impressed. But yes. But anyway, I'm going to start. Let's wrap this Hello Neighbor up. If there are any outstanding important questions, let me know. Otherwise, I can go and rest and chill and hold my cat. Basically, I like using her as my pillow. I mean, very careful, she's my baby, obviously, but I like using her as my pillow. And the thing is, she lets me. So I'll just be like, oh, and she'll just be like that. It's the best thing in the world. But yeah, I said, wrapping it up. That's what I wanted to share today. And it's, yes, there's a lot of intensity. There's still so much coming up. And we just got to keep at it. Oh, oh. Vivi said, Dr. B, I was thinking last weekend that if not for a COVID, probably there would be a face-to-face meeting with you and the community. Probably. Ireland says, sorry, I just got here. It's all right. You can go back to the beginning. Vivi says, that happens someday. That'll be great. That'll be great. Let's see. Tamalan, fine. Good crystals for Mercury retrograde. So delight. Ireland says any words on Mars conjunct Uranus? Duck. Well, it really depends on what it's doing in your chart. The Mars Uranus conjunct can be very painful for the physical body, especially because it's happening in Taurus. But if you are in a state where there aren't any outstanding weird energetic issues headed your way and headed over to your body, can also be a time where you can make a lot of profound changes. Think about your business in a different way. Think about doing things slightly differently. Think about the ideals that you embody and the people you embody them with. So there's a lot of changes afoot, but it can also be quite painful. Let's see. Bump Tiggy. I like that name, Bump Tiggy. It makes me think of Tigger bumping something, but in a non-sexual way because it's Tigger. Let's see. Tips for accurate dream protection. Call on a guide that is in charge of that. No worries, Tamalan. Vivi says, do you think it'll happen wherever you would travel? Maybe. We'll see. We will see. Sometimes people show up and sometimes they're like, I like her at a distance. And then some people will move heaven and earth to come. It really depends on the person. Oh, honey. Batwoman says, thank you, Dr. B. My 21-year-old cat has slowed down and I fear his time is coming. Oh, that is hard. That is hard. But 21 years is a powerful long time, you know? Powerful long time. Maybe it's time for him to go on his next chapter. What's his name? Flower Goddess says hello from Miami. Hello, Flower Goddess. I am just about to sign off. Just about to sign off. Just fielding closing questions. Closing questions. Mm, yeah. Oh, I think that should be it. So I send all of you many blessings. Much, much, much love. We're living this time. It's an intense time. There are things happening left, right, and center. We're living it, we're moving through it. And if you want a bit more details on it, just remember to look at the video I did previously on the Jupiter Uranus square. So, that's the energy, and that's what we need to be moving through. Oh, his name's Rocky. Oh, I love Rocky. Oh, hugs to Rocky. Hugs to Rocky. And with that, signing off. Take care and very many blessings. Ciao, ciao for now. Bye bye.